Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am GlamPreezy and today we are going to be doing a review of the new Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk color extension. I picked up this foundation in a color 13.5, so if you'd like to see my review and see me demo this foundation, please keep watching. Okay guys, so let's talk about this foundation. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk color extensions. Now this is not a new formula. They have not added anything to the formula. These are just new shade extensions. And I picked up this foundation in the number 13.5, which never existed before, of course. I always try to go back and forth between 11.5 and 13, and they just were not the right match for me, which was so devastating because this foundation was so popular. I mean, it has not really lost any of its popularity, but it definitely was really popular like 2012, 13, even 2015. It was super popular as one of the most award-winning foundations, luxury foundations ever, in fact. So it had some great accolades. Now some specs on this foundation: they only extended the range of colors by 5 colors, and most of those colors were in the darker, deeper skin tone range. So this was much needed, and I'm so happy that they decided to go ahead and do that. The price of the foundation is $64. Yes, you heard that right, 64 US dollars. You get 1 ounce, which is standard across pretty much all foundations, especially luxury foundations. This foundation says that it is medium coverage and it is made for sensitive, normal, dry, and combination skin type. So if you are oily, you might want to put a very mattifying base under this, because remember, it is a luminous foundation and it is meant to look luminous. The finish says that it's a natural finish, so it's not too radiant and it's not too matte. It's just a natural skin finish. That it's an award-winning foundation that's formulated with microfill technology. Giorgio Armani says that foundation was inspired by the fabrics that he chose for some of his designs, which in this case, silk being the main element. So this foundation is supposed to be extremely lightweight on the skin. It's supposed to allow some of your skin to peek through it so that it always looks natural but still gives you a flawless finish, if that makes sense. And I believe this foundation comes in 32 shades now with the extension. So let's get into the application of this foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm just using this in areas that my pores are a little bit larger and where I'm known to get a little bit more oily. Okay, so I have also taken the liberty to color correct around my jawline first to even out some of the darkness that I have there. If you have seen any of my other videos, then you know that lately I've been having a huge problem with foundations graying out on me along the jawline. So I have to color correct. Is the actual foundation. It's in a beautiful matte glass bottle. They have not changed the form or shape of this foundation package, and I love that because I actually really like this bottle. It's very simple but yet chic, and I feel like it's expensive. And this is kind of what the shade looks like in the bottle next to my face. So you know when you get those frosted bottles and you can barely tell what the foundation color really is, you can tell pretty much what color your foundation is going to be with these bottles. So I kind of like that as well. I am not going to do a wear test today because I know how this foundation wears on me. Even with me being oily, it does last a really good amount of time. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a beautiful color. It is more on the golden and warm spectrum, which is what I need, especially to help correct the darkness around my jawline. I think this is just a beautiful color. It's not too red like the number 13 was for me. It's just in between an 11.5 and the 13 for me. Even though this is number 13.5, this is a right match between those colors. I have decided to use a brush and my Real Techniques sponge, both to apply this foundation. I find that I like the finish best that way. I'm just gonna dot this on all over and then start to blend. And I think on camera, I look a little bit more warm than I am in real life. For whatever reason, I haven't been able to really balance that out with changing my camera settings. So please excuse that. So this is what one layer of the foundation looks like compared to my body. Pretty close. I think I'm gonna stop at this coverage right here. You can still see my moles through here and you can still see some discoloration. It's definitely a medium coverage. Now you can build this foundation. It is meant to be built, but no matter how many layers, it's still designed to show some of your skin through it. I don't know if you can see the difference there. I think it just blended it out just a smidge more. You see the difference? Okay, so because this is more of a luminous, dewy type of look, I am going to use a ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Now I'm going to put a second layer of concealer to highlight, and this is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Deep Golden. I went ahead and set underneath my eyes and my T-zone with my Holy Grail Neutral Set Powder by Ben Nye. I just let that sit for a couple minutes, but I am now going to dust it off. I went ahead and bronzed and lightly contoured my face, and now I'm going to do my setting spray, which is the CoverGirl Look Lockup. This has been my favorite right now, so I'm going to go ahead and spritz that on. So I'm gonna go ahead and let my face mist set and do my eyes, and I will be back to give you my final thoughts on this foundation. Okay guys, so I am back with my makeup all finished, obviously. So I just wanted to take a few seconds to give you a chance to look at this foundation. When I'm closer to my light, obviously I look a little lighter, but when I move back, you can see that this foundation does definitely match my skin tone. It matches my chest and my shoulders, so we're good with the color. Besides the color, let's talk about the performance of this foundation. The coverage of this foundation, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, is a medium. It is meant to show your skin through the foundation. So if you have some imperfections, do not be shy about color correcting and concealing prior to putting on this foundation to give you more of that flawless skin effect. Although this foundation is a medium coverage and I believe that I am a full coverage type of girl, I do love the fact that it does give me a flawless finish, but it's not heavy, it's not cakey, it looks like skin. And my favorite foundations are foundations that actually look like my skin. So it definitely gets a thumbs up for coverage. Now, the finish of this foundation is not matte. Matte foundations have become the most popular finish. And I have to say that I definitely applaud this company for continuing to keep the coverage and finish of this foundation the same no matter what the trends of the industry were. Finish of this foundation, like I said before, is a natural finish. So it is meant to give you a skin-like finish. Your skin is not matte, and hopefully your skin is not shiny. It just has like a nice sheen to it, if you will. The wear of this foundation. Now, I've been wearing this foundation for a decade, okay? As well as I've been wearing this particular foundation for like the last 3 or 4 days, just to make sure that it hasn't changed. It is pretty long wearing. I've got to say that I do prime and I do use a actual setting spray, like a fixing mist. And I do think that that helps for sure, because I remember in the past wearing this foundation foundation without priming and without a type of fixing setting spray mist, it didn't last as long. So I will definitely say spritz yourself with a nice fixing mist that is actually intended to make your makeup stay on longer. Not just your Fix Plus, not just your Mario Badescu. With a setting spray, this foundation has lasted me well over 8 hours. Without that, it gives you about a normal day's wear. So let's talk about the cost to value. This foundation is up there. Like I said, it's pretty pricey. What you gonna do? It's Giorgio Armani, and if you want a luxury foundation, you're gonna pay that price point. Unfortunately, it is very expensive in my opinion. However, I will say that the value compared to the cost is pretty good because you don't have to use that much of this foundation. I used a pump and a half of this foundation and it was perfect. I didn't use anything more. I would have to say that I agree that the value is good, not just considering how long it will last you, but the fact that you get a beautiful, look at the finish of this foundation. I mean, honestly, it looks editorial. This foundation, like I said, is award-winning. What that means to you is that you get that quality. With every dollar that you spend buying this foundation, you get those award-winning results. You get that award-winning finish, the feel, the weightlessness, and the flawlessness of it for selfies and pictures. You got to remember that Giorgio Armani is a fashion house and they have to make products that photograph well. So always remember that when you are buying makeup products, especially foundation from brands that are a fashion house. They use all of their makeup products in their photographs and in their runway shoots. So, and I always love that maybe I can't afford to go buy a pair of damn Armani couture dress, but I can afford a foundation. So you always get a little piece of couture, high fashion, and luxury when you're purchasing the foundation. So keep that in mind as well. Real quick, I did want to mention that I do have the Armani Prima Day Long Skin Perfector primer, and I totally forgot that I had this. I don't know what I was thinking when I primed my face. If you have any problem with this foundation lasting long, definitely think about investing in this. It's supposed to have a technology in it that keeps surface of your skin a constant temperature so that even if you are in really extreme temperatures like hot, humid, or dry, really hot weather, this helps the foundation to stay flawless without as many touch-ups. So you got to remember when they're using this on photo shoots, they need it to last long under all the hot lights and the different condition that the models are in. So I definitely give this foundation a thumbs up. It is GlamPreezy approved, okay? I am very happy that this company finally seen the light and they realized that dark-skinned women like to wear luxury foundation too, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you found this video helpful, please thumbs this video up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I always have some great content coming, and definitely comment down below. I love interacting with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this foundation. Have you used it? Will you go out and buy any of the shade extensions? And until next time, guys, it has been a pleasure. Mwah. Love you guys. Thank you.